Greg, 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 I need to get out. I need to get out of bed. I need to get out of bed.
All right. Oh, give me a second. Right.
With a standard bed, this is the effect that it can have on partners, family members, carers even. In that you need to get out of bed, you've got to disturb the other person, because in the standard bed, how do I get my legs round? The vast majority of people, the partner is there, lifts the legs. The issues they have then is obviously their back. You've got moving and handling issues. There's shearing issues. And the other side of it is just two things really. One, from my point of view, my independence is gone. I can't get out of bed at all. I need someone to help me. We spoke earlier about the emotional well-being and how being able to get yourself in and out of bed by yourself is actually really, really good for you. It's also, not just for me, but your partner who helps you get in and out of bed is in effect tied to you, because they can't go anywhere in case I need them. Now, with a rotational chair bed, Greg can be sat in a chair in his favourite position.
I'm going back to bed.
Night, Greg. He can be fast asleep. It can, as we said in one of the other ones, 3 o'clock in the morning. He's snoring. I need to get out of bed. All I do, press the button. The bed lifts my legs. He's still asleep. Swivels round through the 90 degrees. No shearing going on here. I'm just led in the same position on the mattress. From a family environment point of view, he's still sleeping. I can do what I need to do and get back into bed. I'll give you an example of this. We had a lady bought one of these beds, a lady called Jenny with her husband Tim. Before she bought the Rotopro, she was sleeping downstairs. If she needed to get out of bed, she'd have to ring a bell. Tim would come running downstairs, help her get out of bed. When she'd done whatever she needed to do, help her get into bed. He had to be with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Jenny bought one of these beds, and a few months down the line I went back to visit them. Jenny was now able to walk around the garden on a walking frame after being able to manage probably 10-15 metres maximum. But the best bit of it from their relationship point of view was that Tim was now able to go away for the weekend again, as he'd done previously in their relationship. He used to love walking. She wasn't that impressed with that idea, so they'd have separate weekends. With the Rotopro, Tim was able to do that. It made such a difference to their relationship. Absolutely unbelievable. And it just goes to show how a piece of equipment doesn't just affect the person that's in it, it affects all their partners, their family, and everybody around them.
I think there's a really good point that, Mike, and that particular family benefited hugely because it put a very big stress on the relationship. And this was a really loving couple that had been married for a good many years, decades. But it puts a lot of stress and strain, physical and emotional strain on those two people. And of course, people want to do the most they can to help each other. But it's a really, really important point that someone can get themselves out of bed. They haven't got to rely on that partner. And that's quite tough for people. So again, like Mike said, we talked about the emotional aspects, talked about the physical aspects. It's also about the dignity that's taken away sometimes. Yeah. And that family, because there was the children as well, the children were worried about Dad. They were naturally worried about Mom because Mom had all the difficulties and was suffering with various different conditions, quite serious conditions actually. But they were also worried about Dad because Dad was looking more and more tired. And the point that's really, really important about that, after all of that, is the person who has got the primary conditions requiring this type of product also is heavily dependent usually on the partner carer to help them all day. So if the partner carer, in this case we were talking about Jenny and Tim being the partner caring for Jenny, if Tim is getting exhausted, potentially risking injury to himself, and then not sleeping properly, he could then in turn, or a partner, could then in turn become ill as well. That then it's effectively a double impact. So not only the person who is dependent on some assistance and help during their day, an evening maybe, not very well, but also the partner.
Yeah.
And if the partner becomes ill, then we've got a much, much bigger problem.
Yeah.
So you can see from family perspective how important it is when we're talking about equipment such as this, and other aids that help people, of course, but equipment such as this, it seems such a sensible, easy option to go for to help them.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. The difference it can make, not just to one person, but to a whole family. And thinking on from that, if it's having that effect, it means that the chances are they're not going to need intervention from social services, from medical intervention, because they're not exhausting both of them.
Exactly. And what that also means, as you've just said that, it's made me think about it, it's also your own home. It's your private setting. So as good as the carers are, they do phenomenal, district nurse, all these people do a phenomenal job, but they are an intrusion into your private space. So back to the dignity and the independence, you're keeping your home environment to yourself, where you can't have that because your needs are maybe greater. We accept and we applaud the work of carers, obviously, but it will give you also that privacy as well as a family unit in your own home. Great idea.